What's happening, Marvel fans? I am Dial here with a trailer review. So, Disney officially released a reel for the upcoming projects that is going to be released on Disney Plus in 2024 and 2025. Mostly going to be focusing on the 2025 stuff because, like, we already know about the stuff coming out for the remainder of the year. But, um, but yeah, so you guys know how I feel about the Disney Plus shows. I have not been a fan of the majority of them. I've probably been the toughest critic when it came to the Disney Plus shows. I always go into them hoping for the best, but my expectations are for the most part low. But I'm not going to lie and say that there's a couple of projects here that's coming out in 2025 that I think have the potential to be really good. If they actually get their stuff together as far as the writing and the structure of how the shows are um, directed and stuff like that. So let's start off the gate with Daredevil Born Again, because that's probably the project I'm looking forward to the most, and I think for a lot of people. I love the Netflix Daredevil show. I thought it was great, and so far, Daredevil's appearances in the MCU have been really good. So they actually have been taking care with this version of Daredevil, which I'm happy to see. So as far as the footage that they showed, not too much to say. There's not a lot to say about it, but it looks like it has the similar vibe of the Netflix shows. And we'll actually see how violent it actually gets, and if it carries on some adult themes. I'm not expecting them to carry everything as far as like the structure and tone, but I'm sure Marvel Studios wants to carve out their own path while they're still using the characters from the Netflix shows. But I think they're going to try their best to stay in a similar vibe as the Netflix shows, being more adult, being a little more dark, sophisticated. Um, but yeah, I mean, we see Matt Murdock talking to Kingpin at a diner, and we got like one scene of him in the suit. Looks pretty cool. The Punisher is in here as well. I can't wait to what's the name? John Berthal is the Punisher. So I'm excited for that. So fingers crossed that they get this right. I'll be very disappointed if if Daredevil Born Again comes out and they drop the ball with that. Because I think that's probably one of the more important projects for them to get right. Because there's a lot of people that love the Netflix Daredevil stuff. So if they're gonna carry this over to the MCU, they better treat it with care. That's all I'm gonna say. Next we have this animated show, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, and I don't know. I have really low expectations for this. Mostly because when it comes to the animated Spider-Man shows that came out over the past like 10 years or so, they haven't been great outside of Spectacular Spider-Man and obviously the 90s Spider-Man show. Ultimate Spider-Man was not good. And then they released another show that was just called Spider-Man, and that was very forgettable as well. So I'm hoping that with this one, they actually are trying to get something right with this. Reportedly this is supposed to be like a prequel to Tom Holland's Spider-Man. It may or may not be. I don't know. Um, I'm just concerned about them telling a good story. That's really all I care about. I mean, there's so one other thing I'm kind of concerned about is like how different will this be from the other versions of Spider-Man as far as the animated shows. Like there's only so many times we could see Spider-Man doing the origin story or the beginnings of Spider-Man. So hopefully it'll be able to carve its own path. Like I said, I don't know if this is supposed to tie into the Tom Holland stuff, but as far as the animation, it looks it does that 2D 3D thing. It like low frame rate that like Into the Spider-Verse kind of did. It's not the same animation, but it's talking about like frame rate wise. It's trying to have like the 2D/3D effect on it, and I don't know. It kind of looks like a video game that came out in like 2008. I don't know. Hopefully, in the context of the show, it probably won't bother me as much. But I'm like, I don't know. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about Friday Neighborhood Spider-Man. The next one I'm actually looking forward to. I know a lot of people say they don't really, they're not really caring for this show, especially after, how Wakanda Forever turned out. But Ironheart, I'm actually looking forward to this show because I actually do like Ironheart. She was one of the things I actually did enjoy in Wakanda Forever. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how she progresses and how her suit is. And once again, there's Mephisto rumors here, and I'm just like, I really don't care. I know they name dropped Mephisto in the MCU already, so like he exists, but just like I just want to make sure that the Ironheart show is good on its own before we start doing speculation and stuff like that. Oh, and Anthony Ramos is in here too. I'm a fan of his. I didn't know he was in the show, so I'm looking forward to seeing what he does as well. The suit in the footage that they showed looks pretty cool. I like that the bulky white suit that she created. Looks cool. And that one shot where she crushed the front of a truck, that's a beautiful shot. So it looks like they might put a little more money into that show. Possibly just for the final 2 episodes. That's probably what that is. Because we know how the Marvel shows go. Like, they're not going to spend money on every single episode to that degree. So, I don't know. Like I said, I'm keeping my expectations at a realistic level. So, we'll see how it goes. Next is Marvel Zombies, another animated show. Apparently, this is supposed to be TVMA. So, they're really taking, like, the segment from What If Season 1? Yeah, for season 1, and they're turning that into a full-on show. And okay, I'm interested in it. I personally never really cared for like the zombie storylines from the comics, but there was an interesting segment that they had in What If Season 1. So I'm interested to see how they'll expand on that and how they're going to what they're going to do with the TVMA rating. How violent are they actually going to go? Once again, I'm skeptical about how violent they are going to be because of Echo, because that was TVMA and it didn't really feel like a TVMA. So same thing with Daredevil and this. Like, we'll see how violent they actually are comfortable with being. But yeah, it looks like it's pretty much the same animation from What If, which I don't have a problem with at all. But yeah, this very fascinated by this show. We'll see how it goes. Next up, we have Wonder Man, and this is the one I don't really care for at all. I like Yahya Abdul-Mateen, and Ben Kingsley's character is coming back in this too. But yeah, there's literally nothing in here that's like bringing my attention. Like, I don't even know what Wonder Man is. I don't know Wonder Man from the comics. It just looks like another. It doesn't even feel like a superhero show. Like, there's nothing really in there. Nothing in there that's like. It's not really telling me what it's about. It's just Ben Kingsley and Yahya Abdul-Mateen doing random stuff. Like, if you told me this was like a comedy or something, I probably would believe you, because like there's literally like it's not giving me a vibe of what the show is about. Like, I don't know what they're doing. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. This is the one I'm just like, what is this? I don't know. Next we have another animated show, The Eyes of Wakanda, and literally like the footage they showed was like split second. I think it was only like 2 or 3 seconds of footage. That's all they really showed, which I was kind of surprised about. Like, why are you showing so little from this? I'm interested to watch this. Of course, whenever they want to expand the lore of Wakanda, of course I'm gonna watch it. I'm not gonna lie and say that my anticipation for any Black Panther content has been like spoiled ever since Wakanda Forever. I'm not gonna lie and say that I don't feel that way, because I do. But whatever lore they want to expand on Wakanda, I'm interested to see how they handle that. But Yeah, that's really all I can really say about it. The animation once again looks kind of similar to the What If animation. So I don't know. Let's see what stories they tell. Hopefully they don't keep doubling down on the disappearance of T'Challa, the death of T'Challa, whatever. I hope they don't do that anymore. Like I'm getting worn out by that. Like, can we just please move on? Oh, and obviously, What If season 2? Obviously, I'm excited for that. That's probably the ones I'm looking forward to the most because I loved the first 2 seasons of What If. Um, and yeah, I'm excited to see what stories they tell with season 3. Apparently, this is supposed to be the last season, and I'm kind of bummed about that because this is something that they can continue for like 10 seasons, in my opinion. Because there's so many stories that they could like expand on or like make up. Like the possibilities are endless with this show. So it's disappointing to me that they want to cut it short to 3 seasons. I'm not gonna have much to look forward to after that. I'm kidding, but yeah. So I'm very excited to see what they do with that. And yeah, not too much to say about it. I'm excited for it. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's all the stuff they wanted to show for the upcoming Disney Plus projects. So overall, I have a little bit more enthusiasm for the shows coming up than I did before, but still, like, I'm very cautious because there's been a couple of good projects in my opinion that were good or decent, but they still have a lot of work to do as far as getting the quality up. And I think next year is going to be very important for them to get the quality where they need it to be, especially with other films coming out like Fantastic Four. That is very important for them to get right. So, and whatever stuff leading up to Secret Wars and Doomsday as well. So, hopefully, with these Disney Plus projects, they'll get back into the right direction. But yeah, comment your thoughts down below. What did you guys think about the footage that they showed for the upcoming Disney Plus shows? What shows are you looking forward to the most? Is there any shows here that you don't really care to see for at all? Do you guys think that the Disney Plus shows have been great so far, or do you think it's been kind of hit or miss, or have you not enjoyed the majority of them? Do you think this is a step in the right direction, or it's just more of the same? Yeah, let me know what you think.